A man opens his eyes in the middle of a lake with a red drone hovering above his head. Visions of spaceships, his family, and gunfire flash before his eyes. Fully awakened, the man swims toward the shore, accompanied by the drone, which he calls Ezra, and the drone checks his mental health. Suddenly, cries for help echo across the lake, and another man, followed by a woman, appears. None of them remember what happened. Ina recognizes the wreckage on the shore as the remains of a warship called a Wesla and remembers the invasion. The men discover the remains of a car that must have been there for centuries. Apparently, there used to be a road in that area. They all recall the invasion and realize they died in different years. Furthermore, Abram confesses that he is 67 years old, although he looks 25. According to the red drone, they were brought back to life in the prime of their lives. Their memories differ because they died at different times. Around them lies Earth, but 400 years after the extinction of humanity, destroyed by alien invaders. They were resurrected by water-dwelling creatures called sparkles. Their final goal is the resurrection of humanity, and the rest of the information can be found in the settlement where the other returned individuals live. The drone orders Ezra to collect the sparkles. Gathering their few belongings, the group follows the drone, trying to understand why the sparkles brought them back. They find something that looks like moss and take some with them. Inside one of the structures, they spot unknown hieroglyphs, and when Abram touches them, he is thrown back and admits he saw everything. Suddenly, the red drone is shot down, and a second shot wounds Abram. The trio runs behind a hill, where Ra prepares an ambush and captures the pursuer, a man named Jax. He denies the existence of the settlement. The glowing substance on his neck is a skin rider fused to his body. He needs the sparkles, but Ina confidently shows her proficiency with a weapon. Abram insists that when he touched the unknown symbols, he felt the vastness of outer space, but Jax mocks him. Jax suddenly breaks free and charges toward Ezra, but Ina points her weapon at him again. This time, they secure the man properly and continue onward, despite his claims that he knows Ezra's brother. Soon, the group takes shelter in a cave. Other people with glowing parasites on their necks are found there, including Ezra's brother, Silas. Meanwhile, the resurrected individuals discuss how to recreate a human being and wonder where the aliens obtained the initial material. During the night, Abram's wound becomes infected, and he is submerged in a small pool where sparkles are released. By morning, he emerges completely healed. Ina discusses what is happening with Ezra, as she cannot understand why they were chosen among millions of people. The resurrected individuals finally see the tall walls of a settlement in the distance, but skin riders with very bright necks block their path and begin closing in. Ra stays behind to delay the pursuit and manages to do so for a while, until he recognizes his brother Silas among them. Meanwhile, Ina and Abram reach the settlement walls, and just when it seems they will be captured, the gates open. A yellow drone neutralizes the skin riders and lets the fugitives in. The drone flies back for Ezra, carrying him through the air to the settlement, where no one is in sight. In response to their questions, the drone invites them to follow and shows rows of graves where the colonists rest. Later, the yellow drone opens the doors of an abandoned military base where previous colonists once lived. In the forest, skin riders capture a man who escaped them. Silas discovers that the glowing creature they call companions has inexplicably stopped functioning on Duncan's neck and promises to fix it. Meanwhile, the resurrected individuals learn that the colonists died from a new virus still spreading through the area. The yellow drone asks them to release the sparkles into a water container and discovers that the sparkles can create a vaccine if the people bring the ingredients found in the living lake. Ina begins to bleed from her nose and must stay at the base while the men head for the lake. She takes on the task of repairing the damaged red drone. On their way, Ra tries to understand how the system that brought them back to life works. The drone operates with sparkles, but who controls the sparkles remains unknown. The men reach the lake and release the sparkles into the water to collect the necessary ingredients. At the base, Ezra's wife, Lynn, suddenly appears in front of Ina. She explains that she worked as a nurse during the invasion and can offer help, but disappears just as suddenly as she appeared. At the lakeshore, Ezra confesses that one of the skin riders is his brother, which means those people were also resurrected. He recalls the moment he first saw the alien ship flying overhead and gestured to his brother that he was a spoiled nobody. Now he is determined to apologize and try to bring Silas back. Meanwhile, a hologram of Lynn appears again to help Ina repair the damaged red drone. However, the yellow drone warns that skin riders are approaching. Ezra asks Abram to run while he himself tries to intercept his brother Silas. However, he is surrounded and overpowered. When he regains consciousness, he finds himself alone with his brother, who admits that he forbade the others from forcibly turning Ezra into a skin rider because he wants his brother to join them voluntarily. Each skin rider has a companion on their neck that teaches the person how to behave properly and connects them telepathically with the others. Through the companion, Silas has become the leader and mentor of the group, even though in their old world he was nobody. Suddenly, Silas falls asleep, signaling Ezra to escape. Ezra meets up with Abram in the forest and explains his intention to save his brother. The men return to the lake where the sparkles have created 3 vaccine capsules for them. After taking their doses, they bring the third one to Ina, whose condition has worsened significantly. Lynn asks the red drone to replace her holographic image with someone the girl cares about, and Duncan appears beside Ina. She regains consciousness after her friends administer the vaccine. The next day, Abram finds a locked room containing a glowing obelisk. Meanwhile, in the forest, Silas discusses with Duncan the purpose of the companion, which controls the thoughts of the skin rider community. Silas believes this control is equivalent to slavery. Back at the settlement, Abram learns to read the hieroglyphs and understands that the unknown hosts offer powerful weapons against the skin riders in exchange for more people joining the settlement. Ra heads into the forest to continue excavations. Meanwhile, Silas takes Duncan to an open area where Jax conducts combat training among ordinary people. Unexpectedly, Duncan defeats Jax. Silas interrupts the duel and explains that he was testing a theory: humans react slightly faster than skin riders. When currently, Duncan has a weakened companion, meaning he makes decisions using only one brain, his human one. In contrast, skin riders with a fully functioning companion have signals passing through 2 brains, the human brain and the companion, causing a slight delay. The conclusion: humans perform better in combat. To compensate for this disadvantage, Silas plans to perform brain surgery to reduce the delay in the neural signal. However, he needs a functional drone and a test subject. Meanwhile, the yellow drone takes Ezra to the excavation site, but the skin riders quickly discover them. Ezra uncovers an object that the yellow drone identifies as a weapon. At the settlement, when Abram touches the obelisk, he suddenly realizes he can understand the meaning of the hieroglyphs on it, although he still doesn't fully grasp the implications. He knows he's learning something. In the forest, the yellow drone warns Ezra that the skin riders are approaching. They attempt to flee, but the riders surround them and seize the unearthed weapon. Unexpectedly, the weapon activates and kills one of the skin riders. Taking advantage of the chaos, Ra disperses the others and escapes. Meanwhile, Ina tries to learn from the red drone why the unknown beings are resurrecting humanity. She asks for Duncan to be resurrected, unaware that he already has been and has become a skin rider. Ezra takes the weapon meant to eliminate the skin riders to the obelisk, hoping it will help establish contact. However, he refuses to harm innocent hosts unless the obelisk explains who they are and what is happening. The drones controlled by the obelisk promise to resurrect Ezra's family if he obeys in all matters. Ra has no choice but to agree. Later that night, Ina goes to the obelisk, where she finds Ra, who, like her, awaits the return of loved ones. They realize that the weapon unearthed in the forest has opened the obelisk, displaying a new symbol instructing Ina to go to the lake to receive new people. However, the skin riders spot her on the way. When Abram and the drone talk, he explains the structure of the companion, the bright device on the skin riders' necks, firmly connected to the human brain through a crystalline structure. The weapon found in the forest destroys these crystals, eliminating the parasite. When a skin-ridden host dies, its memory is preserved within the crystal and passed on to its ancestor. This is what needs to be found and destroyed. Align sees the line emerging from the lake and helps Fina reach the shore. When Jack appears on the coast, the red drone neutralizes him. The girls try to escape, but are captured by Duncan, who seizes the red drone and does not recognize Fina, his beloved from the past. They attempt to flee again, but Align injures her leg and orders Fina to go to the settlement and fetch her husband. Meanwhile, Align falls into the hands of the skin riders, who return her to the lake. There, Jack shows her how the sparkles work, healing her wounded leg. But suddenly, a stone strikes Jack's head, and an unknown wild girl takes Align to her shelter in the forest, giving her shoes and food. However, it is revealed that the girl cannot speak. During this time, Fina reaches the base and informs Ren about the resurrection of his wife, Align. Despite the yellow drone's warning that when the skin riders take someone, it is forever, Ren is determined to rescue her. Jack later finds the wild girl's dwelling, but she has already taken her away. They hide together in the forest. At the same time, Ren considers how to deactivate the force field, since the obelisk prevents him from doing so, leaving him unable to exit the gates. Fina admits she saw Duncan, who is now also with the skin riders, and that he didn't recognize her. She fears the same may happen with Align. Meanwhile, in the forest, Jack tracks the fugitives and explains that even the sparkles make mistakes, resulting in defective individuals. He is fully prepared to destroy the wild girl, but Align persuades him not to. Elsewhere, Silas extracts the crystalline companion from the dead skin rider's neck and instructs one of the women to take it to the ancestor. They then bring Align to him. As for Abram, while communicating with the obelisk, he suddenly suspects that he has lived in this settlement before, something confirmed by a notebook he finds written in his own handwriting. Later, Ina speculates that all of them have lived here in the past, and the yellow drone indeed confirms this. He then leads Abram to a cemetery, showing that all of them were buried there, including Ezra's grave. It is revealed that Ezra had also been resurrected and lived in the settlement at some point. Finally, the yellow drone guides Abram to the next grave, where they meet and encourages him.
That's the end. If you've made it this far, comment, food truck, subscribe, and hit the like button. Until next time, bye-bye.